But sir, do you think arts and the artists can be completely separated from the world of politics?
Beh, diciamo, è difficile fare un ragionamento sulla responsabilità individuale di un intellettuale. In questo caso un direttore d'orchestra come
I don't think we should force intellectuals to take a position for or against the government. Like in the case of Vittorio Sgarbi, the famous conductor. He may be Putin's friend or have a positive view of Putin, like many Russians do. But interpreting Tchaikovsky or Beethoven has nothing to do with one's political leanings. Does famous Argentinian writer Jorge Luis Borges not deserve the Nobel Prize simply because of his relationship with Pinochet? I think political choices have nothing to do with one's artistic achievements. The idea that someone cannot play Beethoven or Tchaikovsky because of their close relationship with Putin is unreasonable. In our world, we have a lot of Brecht, a great communist playwright who worked in the West for his whole life. Ideology does not hamper one's creation. This is a very stupid idea. If the ordinary people in Ukraine don't want to listen to Russian performers, I think I can understand it. But it is not right for the state to ban a country's culture, because no matter what your ideology is, be it fascism, communism, or supporting Putin, it has nothing to do with art. I can understand it at the personal level, but if it rises to national level, I think it's wrong, even absurd.
But some say, this kind of cultural sanctions against Russia will help change the calculation of President Vladimir Putin. Do you think this is the case? Do you think cultural sanctions against Russia will somehow, have any impact on the situation in the battlefield?
Banning Russian culture has nothing to do with the war. Putin may not care about Venice Biennale at all. He may not know about the event at all. He doesn't pay any attention to the Biennale. And he won't stop the war because Russia is banned from the Biennale. Russians are being punished. This behavior is a punishment on Russian culture, not on Putin. We can impose sanctions on Putin. However, sanctions cannot be imposed on culture. They have no impact on Putin's military action. It's only a symbolic move.
If we put these boycotts into perspective, we can see, I think, three basic points. First, they're infantile and reactionary, and perhaps demonstrate the cultural insecurity or vulnerability of whoever is imposing them. Second, canceling art and literature is akin to negating truth and beauty, which hurts everyone. And third, these cultural boycotts pale in comparison to the much more tangible threats to Russia's standing, namely the fact that many perceive it as having initiated an unnecessary war and committing war crimes, and likewise the perceptions that Russia is not winning the war on the battlefield and is losing the conflict, not only militarily but also economically, given heavy sanctions. And I think when we put it all into perspective, these boycotts are significant. They tell us something about the West, but I think that there are much bigger concerns facing Moscow presently.